Welcome, everyone. Thanks so much for being with us today. We'll just give it a few more seconds as folks come in, both virtually and in person. We're so happy to and grateful to be here today, during these difficult times, to be together for our first ever hybrid yoga class. So bear with us as we navigate the in-person and virtual meeting. All right. Well, my name is Mika, and I am one of the co-directors at the San Francisco Disability Cultural Center, and we'll get started now with just a couple access notes. We'll be using chat for this event. If this poses a hurdle, you can go to Video Settings, select Accessibility, and then unclick the boxes for Public and Meeting Chat has been received. We'll be reading key points in the chat throughout the program, and you're welcome to participate by turning on your video if you wish, or keeping it off, using the chat or the emoji buttons or the raised hand function. And if that's not possible, you can unmute and share. And for tech support, you can message me through the chat, or you can email access@disabilityculturalcenter.org. So again, thanks so much for joining us. Tan says that we'll be cocooning today, so looking forward to grounding ourselves, being in our body, and just so happy to have you back, Tan, for this first hybrid yoga class. I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Mika. As always, I'm excited and it's an honor to be in space with you all. I think this is my third time, maybe fourth. So I'm looking forward to many more classes and gatherings to come. But again, my name is Tan. I use they, them pronouns. I am tuning in from Memphis, Tennessee, and excited to see some new faces, some new names. We don't have a lot of time, so I don't want to spend too much time rambling on about the world and what's landing for me right now. But I do want to give you all maybe an overview of how we'll spend our time together this morning. But just a few house rules and house rules and things I'll say, or notes. I am tuning in from my house. I have two children, a very loud 70-pound dog. I take care of my mother full time who has vascular dementia. So I am teaching and practicing in a space with a lot of possible distractions. Life is lifing. So at some point, there may be a bark, there may be children arguing in the background. My mother may interrupt because she's unaware of what's happening in our space right now. There may be a car, you may hear dishes being washed, who knows? So I just want you all to be aware in moments of like silence when my microphone is unmuted, that there may be disruptions to our nervous system. So again, life is life and happening, and I'm practicing and teaching in the mess as we all are. Another thing I'd like to mention is that no is a full sentence. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do, you don't feel called to do. Um, Honestly, just being here and present is the practice. So if I am inviting you into a shape or a movement or a practice that doesn't feel doesn't resonate or land for you, feel free to do whatever it is that you need to do to take care of yourself from moment to moment, breath to breath. Let's see. Oh yeah, just to give you all an overview of what we'll be doing for the next 40 minutes or so. Um, the plan is to one, take some breaths together. And then I'll invite us into a resting shape, and quote unquote, or whatever feels restful for you. That may look like curling up on the floor, or a couch, or a bed, or a chair. Mika did mentioning the word cocooning. So if a blanket or a pillow or a squish feels like something you would like for your practice as we like make a as we come into ourselves and maybe like find a way to surrender or soften into our space, I'll invite you now to go gather the things. And then as we come out, as we move deeper into our rest practice, we'll move into a visualization practice. And then after a few moments of that, maybe 5 or 7 minutes, we'll move into a dreaming practice. And if that doesn't make sense now, maybe it will as we move through. But yeah, just wanted to give you all an overview. I do need to step away for 40 seconds or so to grab my laptop charger because it's dinging at me. So take the next minute and a half or 2 minutes to gather anything you might need. Blankets, pillows, squishes, a loved one. All right, I'm gonna go grab that. We'll take about one more minute before we get started. You have all the time that you need. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. And if you aren't quote unquote ready, again, you have all the time that you need. So wherever you are, whether you're sitting, standing, or laying down, I'll invite you here to take a deep breath and exhale. It doesn't have to be a long breath or your deepest breath, but just a breath. Take another deep breath, breathing all the way down to your hips. And as you exhale, maybe let the hips or the tailbone or whatever part of the body is touching, drop toward the earth, and the crown of the head, maybe feel it get heavy or soft. And then maybe take another deep breath and exhale. Your hands can rest gently somewhere on your support or your body or the earth, or they can hang down towards your sides. You can let your eyes close, or you can take a soft gaze at the ceiling, the sky, or towards the ground. And again, inhaling fully, maybe gathering up the threads of your inhale. And maybe a long, slow sigh out, or maybe just a softening if exhaling fully isn't possible right now. And then maybe let your breath fall to its own natural pace. An easy, relaxed-ish breath. And as we arrive to this space, your space, invite yourself to really sit or lay or soften. Maybe soften the muscles of the face, the forehead, the lips and jaw. And then maybe let the next few breaths move right across the top of the shoulders. Maybe a few breaths to the center of the chest. Softening the heart, well, softening the muscles surrounding the heart, as if you could actually soften the heart itself. Maybe you can soften the muscles to the belly. Maybe the back of your body is strong and awake, especially if you're seated. Or maybe it feels supported if you're lying down. But the front of the body, it's open, it's receptive. Maybe it's even a little tender, just noticing what's landing there. And let's take a couple more breaths at your own pace. And in a moment, I'm going to say various body parts. You don't have to do anything other than quietly draw attention to that body part. So, for example, if I say left thumb, you will quietly think left thumb. I will move a little quickly, but there is no need or no rush to try and keep up. You can just let the words and the breath and the mind flow. And here is where we begin. Crown of the head, forehead, space between the eyebrows, center of the throat, right shoulder, right elbow, right wrist, right thumb, right index finger, right middle finger, right middle finger, right ring finger, right little finger, the entire right hand, right wrist, right elbow, right shoulder, center of the throat, left shoulder, left elbow, left wrist, left thumb, left index finger, left middle finger, left ring finger, left little finger, the entire left hand, left wrist, left elbow, left shoulder, center of the throat, center of the chest, right lung, center of the chest, left lung, center of the chest, navel, low belly, right hip, right knee, right ankle, right big toe, right second toe, right middle toe, right fourth toe, right little toe, the entire right foot, right ankle, right knee, right hip, roots of the pelvis, roots of the pelvis, left hip, left knee, left ankle, left big toe, left second toe, left middle toe, left fourth toe, left little toe, the entire left foot, left ankle, left knee, left hip, roots of the pelvis, roots of the pelvis, low belly, navel, center of the chest, center of the throat, center of the forehead, crown of the head, crown of the head. Taking in the entire body as a vast field of sensation. Feel the whole body. And from here, we'll take about 5 to 7 minutes of rest. I will play some music during this time. Allow yourself to be soft, to be held, to maybe create a cocoon if necessary. And then I'll bring you back. From here, maybe begin to offer a few breaths, still in our resting or softening practice, still present, still allowing ourselves to be held. If you got lost, where did you go? From here, still staying exactly where you are, we'll move into a visualization practice. Let's take a few more breaths. And maybe for just a moment, think about your current communities, your current circles of support, beloveds, friends, those who come to mind when you think of joy and rest and care. And if the eyes aren't there, maybe once again, maybe close or soften the eyes. And then imagine as you continue to rest from your place of rest, imagine yourself or someone you love and trust drawing a circle around you. And this can be made out of chalk, marker. The circle can be made of light or color or stone. But draw a circle around you. It can be big, it can be small. It doesn't even have to be perfect. And after you draw or visualize that circle, fill that circle with people you love and people who love you. These can be people who are still alive or people who have left their bodies, ancestors, maybe people you know and people you don't know, maybe people that have touched your heart in some way or another. Fill your circles with their faces, their names. Fill it with their good wishes, with their protection, their love, their compassion, because you are their beloved. And now, if you feel called to do so, draw another circle on the outside of this first circle that you drew or created. And maybe make this circle a circle of an element that you feel will protect you. This element can be earth, it can be water, it can be fire, it can be stone, it can be air or space, it can be rainbows or bubbles. Draw that circle and feel its protection over you, over the loved ones that are in that first circle. That circle can have any shape, it can have any form. And on the outside of that second circle, feel maybe awareness, maybe even consciousness or your own energy or the energy of others, your intention, your purpose. And in this, or in these two circles that you've drawn, that you've created, that's been fortified by your element of choice, your loved ones, your beloveds, give your body permission once again to be soft, to rest, while you remain aware of your body and space, of your breath. Maybe as you journey to like the depths of like your heart center for the next few moments, rest and dwell in the circle of protection and element for once again another maybe 5 to 7 minutes. And I'll go silent again and play some music and then bring you back. feel nested or cocooned in our circles of protection or bubble of protection. I'll invite you to begin to maybe dream or maybe even imagine of a world where no one was left behind. A world where systems, people, policies, and culture do not throw away people or our responsibility to the planet. Dream, imagine, or even reimagine what is possible, and maybe even reimagine what we have now to create a different future for ourselves and maybe even future generations. What would it mean to focus on our shared humanity and to truly dream of a world where no one is left behind, even those who have participated in our oppression? We have all been the oppressor and are implicated in these systems that are meant to divide us from ourselves and one another. This dreaming requires us, our bodies, our minds, and our breaths to be still, and for our consciousness and our imaginations to roam. For the next few minutes, give yourself permission to allow your mind to imagine things that may not seem possible, but they are, because our dreams can come into being. So again, we'll take about another 5 minutes of silence to reflect, to dream, to reimagine, or to simply rest. Slowly, in your own time, perhaps feeling the breath again, bringing yourself back, letting go of the dreaming practice or wherever you found yourself. Perhaps nothing. Again, if you were lost, where did you go? No judgment, a simple noticing. If it makes sense in this moment, you can begin to invite in some movement. If you've been still this whole time, this may look like turning over or sitting up or moving the head or the ankles or circling through the joints, the wrists, the ankles. This may look like yawning and stretching or pulling the knees into yourself or your chest to give yourself a hug or a squeeze. Again, there is no rush here. And as you give yourself permission to either remain in stillness or relative stillness, or maybe you've chosen to move or to wiggle, the invitation from here is to maybe touch into your heart space or what you perceive to be your heart space. Bring that dream or dreams closer to yourself. Maybe you close your eyes once again and bow your head as I share a prayer to end our time together. A portion of this prayer that I'm reading from is from Black Liturgies from Cole Arthur Riley in the section of dignity. And this is a prayer for being human. Dear God, here we are, dangling one another from the edge without care or concern for our collective fate. We have lost sight of our own faces, risking our humanity in favor of supremacy. Guide us away from the edge of our undoing. Show us what it means to be people of deep and abiding reverence for the beauty and connectedness of everything, everywhere. Remind us that we don't need to exalt humanity over any other piece of creation in order to be worth something. Keep us from the delusion of our dominion over earth, sky, or star. We are no greater. May any honor we withheld from one another or ourselves be doubled in the presence of reparation and forgiveness. We won't get free alone. We won't get free alone. Please keep us human. Amen. Ashe. And thank y'all.
Thank you, Tan. And thanks to all of you in this room. Just going to turn to the comments because we have a few minutes before closing. We have folks asking about the music and whether it has a name, and it was it was Faith's Hymn by Beautiful Chorus. Um, Heard it was soothing to sing along to while folks were resting, letting tension go. Um, and we have Jessica that said, my usual lullaby is a random children's guided meditation. My favorite is one where I go up a rainbow to hang out with unicorns in Unicorn Land. And then we just have a lot of gratitude for the space, for the spaciousness today. Yeah, folks saying it was lovely. So thanks again for being with us today. Um, you can continue the conversation on Discord. We'll put that in the chat. And this was our first hybrid class, so we'd love your feedback on our survey. I'm dropping that link in the chat now, and you'll receive that as an email later. We have a bunch of upcoming events this week and beyond. If you're nearby, the symphony is coming to us tomorrow evening. We'll have a trio. And if you would like to join us virtually later this week, we have a cafe crip on boundaries this Friday. And then on Saturday, Emily, who's right here in the room, will be leading a hybrid crafting circle. We're dropping the link to our link tree in the chat, dcc.page/links. So you can sign up and follow us. Today's program was presented by the San Francisco Disability Cultural Center, which is led by Elsie and Lily Cox Haven of Hope. All made possible from support from the City of San Francisco's Human Service Agency, Department of Disability and Aging Services. Thank you so much to Tan for holding this space today. Thank you to our interpreters, Ebony and Nicole. And thanks to all of you for spending this time with us. We hope to see you again really soon. Take care, everyone.